Good morning, everyone. I just want to thank everyone for hanging with me along my journey. I did get through school. I did get through my graduation. I'm so honored. And my family was here visiting, and some from out of state and some from other cities. And I got to see them and my mother, and I'm truly honored. And a host of friends that came to my commencement. And thank you all for praying for me, well wishes, good spirits, hanging in there with me. I did lose a few subscribers, but along the way, and that's okay. But anyway, I thank God for each and every one of you. It was a wonderful, beautiful commencement, just amazing, and I just thank God every step of the way. So I encourage you, if you're out there trying to go to school or in school or wanting to go back, God can do it. Just keep God in it. And I met someone last week, and they told me that they were going back to school, and I wish them well. They said they had just retired, and they are going to pursue higher education as well. And I wish them well. They can do it. And they said, well, it takes a lot of focus and patience. And I said, absolutely. Yeah, it does. If you want to get through it, yes. And to be focused. Yeah, and sometimes you can't take up other projects, while you're in school. And for me, I started my YouTube channel right before I transferred, and so um, it's been a journey. It truly has. But I thank each and every one of you, and I can add my degree to my other degrees that I have, and I thank God each and every day, and we all should keep learning, no matter which journey we take, learn something every day, whether you have, you're pursuing a higher education or whether you have one or not, just learn something every day. Reading, whatever you do, just keep learning, keep studying the Word of God also, just keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up, So let's get into it. This is Michael Avenatti. Remember when he was accused of that felony domestic abuse case? Well, a judge, Stephanos Bibas of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit in Delaware. So he obviously appealed, and it was dismissed without prejudice, the case Avenatti brought against Fox News. Now, listen to this. He claimed the company defamed him. Now, isn't that interesting? All the press conferences he did and defaming R. Kelly, and I mean like really bad. He defamed him, definitely. And he talked about 90% was false and probably 10% was true. Remember that? But he had the nerve to sue Fox News. It's like, isn't that the kettle calling the pot black? But it's like it's no fun when the rabbit has the gun, right? Because look what you did. You have to be careful with your actions and your words and how you treat others, right? Because it can come back on you. He's saying the reporters acted recklessly in their coverage and special damage was done to him from their reporting. You know that he acted recklessly against R. Kelly and special damage was done to him, right? To R. Kelly, right? But yet and still, he doesn't like what Fox News did to him. And he says he dislikes how Fox News covered his arrest. Wow. But he cannot overcome the truthfulness of the gist of Fox's coverage. He was, after all, arrested for suspected domestic violence, Bibas wrote in his opinion. Now, this is Judge Bibas. The judge wrote that statements made by Fox News characterized by Avenatti as defamatory were opinions and protected under the Constitution. The judge added that many of the statements made by the media outlet were substantially true regarding his arrest. See, true. See, he made up some lies, right, about R. Kelly, but look at him. There is a difference to lawyers, but I assess the statements in question from the perspective of the average reader, not a person trained in the technicalities of the law, Bibas wrote. Police are supposed to have good reason to arrest people. So to the average reader, the gist and the sting would be the same had defendants reported only that he was arrested for suspected domestic violence, the judge added. According to Bibles, Avenatti also failed to prove there was malice behind Fox News coverage, saying the allegation that the journalists at the company reported recklessly. Was there malice behind what he did with R. Kelly? It was. A lot of malice. And he's not the only one. A lot of malice that he did. But yet and still, he's calling the kettle or the pot black. But he's the one. See, treat people the way you want to be treated. Because it's going to come back on you. Every man reapeth what they soweth. And what he sowed out here in the public, he's reaping. He is actually reaping what he sowed when it comes to losing this lawsuit against Fox News, when it comes to the statements that he say they made, but he made reckless statements against R. Kelly. He put that out there. R. Kelly has suffered special damage. You know, his character has been defamed by all the things that Michael Avenatti said Fox News did to him. And so Fox News says they were pleased with the court's swift decision in favor of Fox News. And they said today's victory, or today's ruling, is a victory for journalists everywhere, who should not be intimidated into silence when bullies like Michael Avenatti file baseless multi-million-dollar lawsuits. He's looking for money, right? Just like those accusers, looking for money. Baseless claims that the prosecution bought into with R. Kelly. But he filed this multi-million-dollar lawsuit is what he did. Bullying, because that's the type of person he is a bully. And he needs to serve his time. He was sentenced. He has a conviction on his record. And he just really needs to serve his time for what he did with the extortion of Nike, right? Looking for money. Just, you know what? It's interesting. He's no better than Angelo Clary. He's no better than any of the other ones that, the accusers that are looking for money. These baseless claims, false, lawsuits. It's just so sad. But he, of all people, cannot, accept the things that he's done. He doesn't see himself. Those are people that don't see themselves. And I say that a lot when people are outward instead of inward. It's always outward, and they don't see themselves. They don't see the wrong they're doing. They don't see, the damage they're doing, the pain they're causing. They don't see that in themselves. But they want to point the finger outward at everyone else. I'm sure I'm not the only one that knows, even I don't know Michael Avenatti, but I know people like that. I supervised some people like that, and it was this one particular employee that was always doing that. Constantly had to sit her down. Constantly had to talk to her, and refer things to HR because she was constantly doing that. And for what I was told, she's still doing it in another work, same department, different work area, but same type of work, right? Still doing that. There's just people that do that. They have a demonic, evil spirit, and it's like they need to be delivered, but we can't do it. They have to recognize that they need to be delivered from that type of demonic spirit, that type of sin, that sin crisis in their own life. Because that's like a sin crisis that you have within you. That's what's going on with this person, and even with him. He has some type of, sin crisis, Michael Avenatti, and he doesn't see himself. You know, that demonic spirit that needs to be delivered. He doesn't see himself. It's like walking around in this sin crisis, but you're pointing the finger at everyone else and blaming them instead of himself. And there's a lot of people that do that. They blame others and they constantly are pointing the finger outward and inward, you know, constantly. And he's one of those people that is doing that, pointing the finger outward instead of inward. But the Bible says that every man reapeth what they soweth. And we have to treat people the way we want to be treated. And if we know we don't like something, then why do we do it to others? Why do we offer things to other people we don't like? Why do we force it up on other people? Things we don't like. You know what I mean? And for him, he obviously doesn't like that his character was defamed. He doesn't like that he feels they were reckless. He doesn't like that he feels there was special damage done to him. But he participated in all of those things that he doesn't like. He participated in that against R. Kelly, against Robert Sylvester Kelly. He actually did. And I don't want to bring up, you know, Robert Kelly, but I'm just telling the truth about it because I want to stay positive, you know, with Robert Kelly and the things that are going on with the trial. But you know what? There are some people that are even lying on the stand and they getting caught up. But I said that if you go back to some videos I did, didn't I say that good things was about to happen? And God was going to be exposing folks and the walls of Jericho was tumbling down? That's true. That's true. But yeah, all the things, and the reason why I brought up Mr. Robert Kelly, because all the things that he's complaining about that they did to him, Michael Avenatti, he did to R. Kelly, and that's why I brought it up. He did that to R. Kelly, you know, and the things that he did, that he was accused of, he was obviously, you know, like the judge is saying, he cannot overcome the truthfulness of the gist of Fox's coverage. He doesn't like the fact that that the judge is saying, yeah, what they reported was true. So, hey, but I believe the things that they're reporting about R. Kelly is not. It's biased, and you know that it's one-sided, and it's been one-sided from day one, and they, you know, have used it to go all the way back and say he's been doing this for 30 years and all that stuff, and it's just really sad, you know, just really sad. Sad, sad, sad. But again, he's just getting what he sowed, right? Every man reapeth what he sowed. And Michael Avenatti is reaping what he soweth. So I won't hold you. I have other things to report too, but this one, I'm just going to leave it at that because I want his name to be out there, okay? So you guys have a beautiful day. God bless you all, and I will return.